schedule on your screen. 8:15, Trenton Topgun Union taking on Sacramento XSV. So welcome here to the Fantasy of Flight, the tournament that we have been waiting for, the hardest test in the paintball world here. Matty Marshall along with Todd Martinez and Chris Lasoya. Game after the Topgun Union, Sacramento XSV. You can see there, rest of the day, first day on your screen. Los Angeles Infamous stuck down in the Challengers Division, taking on Chattanooga CP. This is the third tournament in a row that Infamous has been down in the Challengers Division. So can they finally fight their way out and get back into the Champions League? We will see. And then after that, we will begin the Champions Division competition. Moscow Red Legion and San Antonio X Factor going to kick it off. So boys, we have a crazy day of paintball here, day one at the PSP World Cup. Todd, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I feel like we get excessive a lot in these first early morning games on Friday. And, I want to see them come out here and get a win. You know, with Omaha Vicious, we practice Top Gun always before these events. It's been kind of a thing for us, kind of get a good luck, get the mojo flowing. And Top Gun was playing this field pretty well, so this is going to be a pretty good game this morning.
Well, Chris, this is the standard ladder snake, heavy aggressive field. You have to push aggressively forward, particularly on the snake side. The center is also a fortress. There's tons you can do up in the center, and then also that D side is going to play a factor as well. Obviously, at every tournament, all three different factors of the field all kind of play in the mix. But on this particular one, man, the PSP brought out a highly aggressive layout here for World Cup. I can't wait to see the battles are going to go down in the snake. And this is just one of those fields that's just tailor-made for run-throughs, tailor-made for aggressive teams. So, it's going to be interesting because as the year has progressed, we've seen, varied layouts, many different types of layouts. We've seen conservative layouts, tactical layouts. We've seen aggressive layouts at the first event here and now at the World Cup. And, talking to the teams heading into this tournament, man, they were really excited about playing this field, particularly the snake players.
Yeah, I looked at the field earlier, and I watched a couple of Division I games, and this is one of those fields that it's just like attack, attack, attack. I saw the middle, I started salivating. It's just like, it's one of those fields, it's just like, it's going to be aggressive, but smart play. If you make mistakes, you can get chopped up just as quick, Todd.
Yeah, the things happen on this field really, really fast. So your communication has to be really on point. As soon as people break out, you're never going to see people break out on the snake side and have three bodies alive on both sides. That's just not going to happen. This field is just a straight guns up, get down the field. As soon as the break ends, after 5 seconds into the game, you got to figure out if you just lost a whole side or not, and quickly adjust.
Yeah, we talked yesterday in the breakdown. If you get a chance to watch it, maybe during the lunch break, go check it out. We kind of break down the teams, players, field. But Todd, that's kind of one of the questions that heading into this event, a lot of people are still trying to figure out because, you practice on a field, try to get as close as you possibly can, and you get out to the tournament, and a lot of times there's, just a little tiny hair-inch differences here and there, but those differences add up when you're trying to shoot players off the break. So on this field layout, on the snake side, do you really think we're going to see tons of bodies coming off? Because that was kind of one of those questions. I think, snake's definitely makeable, so we're going to see guys run there off the break. D side, we're hearing from the Division I games that we're playing yesterday, the guys are making D2 off the break pretty easily. There's a lot of guns shifting towards the snake side. You're going to see that, obviously, in the beginning of tournaments, particularly when you have this heavy snake. So on this snake side of the field, where do you think are the guys that are most at risk off the break?
Most at risk? It's really about every single one of these spots has a lane to shoot, but it's not so easy just to focus on those lanes. It's not like people are going to run through those lanes. If you sit in the spots to shoot straight through those cuts, people can. It's really about this field is really read and react more than any field that I've seen so far this year. Yes, because
that's how I was playing out in practice.
There is lanes to every single bunker on this field, but if you so choose to stand through in one of those those spots to shoot that lane, a guy can quickly get to a spot and shoot right back at you. So you got to kind of decide on the breakout, quickly read where you think that the guy's going to go and get to the spot, and also feel the paint that's coming in back at you to be able to shoot a guy. Yes, it's always like that, but on this field in particular, all the spots that you can be in to shoot a guy directly on the break are kind of out in the open. So if they're not shooting at you, you're straight to sit right there. But if players, the smart pro players that we're going to watch out here, they're going to know as soon as you start going to that spot a couple times, that spot's toast. You're going to have to go somewhere else to try and get that same shot.
Well, I'm really also interested to see when you have a traditional ladder snake like this, where that snake runs pretty much the whole length of the field, and there aren't any breaks in it. So if you get in there and you own it, then you can get all the way down and start shooting people. And those most important thing is cross-field shots. But I'm wondering, as we see every single event, as the teams start to learn the layout, how are the game plans going to change? That's what I'm really interested to see. To me, I'm like, okay, who's going to step up in the snake, because the snake's the most important bunker on the field. So who are the ones on these teams, the first attackers in the snake, the first guys to go on these big teams? Who's going to step up at this event? Those are going to be the horses that, those teams are going to be riding. And each of those top teams, they all have a couple guys that can play that spot. Some teams a little more deeper than others, but I want to really see who's going to, like you said, read and react well, who are going to be the ones in the snake and those crucial twos, because it's going to be so bloody in that snake, though. Those ones are going to trade out a lot. So then, okay, then who are going to step up as, the second attackers, those twos, who's going to step up there? And then, how's these game plans going to change up?
Yeah, but I feel like it's not, like we always watch and like people come out with their initial game plans and then kind of adjust, tighten up. It's not going to be like that. You're going to have to go from, if I just confused everybody before that, you're going to have to go from your game plan 1, and you have to have game plans 2 and 3 ready to go right now. It's not like, okay, we're going to try this and then work it and then tweak it. It's going to be like, no, you have to run game plan 1, game plan 1, game plan 2, game plan 3, game plan 1, and you have to use all of them right now. Mm-hmm. I feel like just the way that the breakouts are going to be on this field, you can't just continue to just do the same one thing and just be better about hitting your shots. Well, you have to make those quick adjustments.
That's with that said, there is 17 different bunkers that you can go to in the break on this field. Now, that's very, very unusual. You usually have 5, 6, maybe 7, but looking at this field, there's 17 different spots you can probably go to on the break. So that makes your game plans very variable, for sure.
I got a question for you guys. On a snake layout like this, when you have that traditional ladder snake that runs the length of the field, and you have a really strong center that people can get up to and start wheeling and dealing from up there, then you have a D side where it's not going to get as much pressure as that snake, and those smart players over there are going to be able to, like you said, read and react. But I think this is be one of those fields, like when we saw at MAO, which was more of that tactical kind of conservative layout, very hard to play. Game plans definitely played a factor. I mean, we saw Art Chaos lose every single game at that event because they refused to adjust their game plans, and it wasn't working for them. But on this layout, man, I really think it's not necessarily going to be as much on the shoulder of the coaches on the game plan. It's going to be more who steps up. Because when you have a huge bunker like this on the snake side that you can get in, no gaps in this thing. Once you win that battle, you should be able to get all the way down, start shoot people in the back. I really think this is going to come down to individuals stepping up here at the biggest tournament of the year and wanting to win this tournament.
I think you're absolutely right. It felt like that, that it was really on the coaches in Riverside.
Yes.
Here, it's going to be, you got to see what's happening and make your adjustments right away.
So here we go. First point of this matchup. Sacramento XSV on your left, Top Gun Union on your right, and Top Gun Union sending a player up to that center off the break and trying to shut down that D side as XSV makes it into the snake. But it looks like XSV loses a body over there on the D side. But number 20 for Sacramento XSV, it's Shane Howell, the veteran. He gets all the way to the 50-yard line right away.
Good move right there by XSV, Todd. Getting in the snake real quick. You talked about that all the way to the 50. It looks real effective. It looks like people are skipping that second 50 also. Losing one body is Trenton Top Gun Union.
So now Top Gun Union's dropped the body, so is Sacramento XSV. 4 bodies alive for both teams. The field advantage definitely goes to Sacramento XSV, though, as they have Shane Howell past the 50-yard line. Looks like he gets another kill cross-field to that 50-yard line on the D side. Top Gun Union was pushing up, and here comes Shane Howell. It's just going to town here in point number 1. Amazing work by him in the snake for XSV.
Oh, but look down the middle of the field. The Trenton Top Gun Union coming down the middle, trying to make a move, Maddie.
Yeah,
but too late.
I think he got eaten up, though. I do like that. I do like that wild play, though. Things weren't going well for Top Gun once Shane Howell. Looks like we get our first penalty of the tournament as XSV hangs that flag up. But we saw a minor penalty right away. Todd, did you see what that was on?
I think that was when he traded out with the guy in the snake.
Yeah, I thought Shane Howell was going to walk off the field, but he kept going all the way to the corner, and I think they found a hit on his pack when he finally got there. He didn't know that there was that guy left in the A, and as he went blazing down to Top Gun's corner, the guy from the A took off and went and bunkered XSV's Temple guy over there on the Dorito side.
That might be no point, guys. Because in a minor penalty, what happens is they pull you and they pull one guy with you. Is that correct, Todd?
Yeah.
And I think there's only 2 players left on that game. So let's look at this replay real quick, Maddie.
So on this replay, you're looking at Shane Howell, who was past the 50-yard line, goes and bunkers out the last player on that side for Top Gun Union. He definitely did his job, and you heard us talk the start of this game. Looks like Shane's actually alive.
No, I could see there was a big hit on his pack.
Well,
I could definitely see it.
Yeah, the guy shot Shane Howe. Shane Howe looked like he was going to trot off the field.
Yeah, that's what it
then
looked like.
Then he reloaded, pulled his gun up when he saw the guy go take off running just to be safe. But the referee didn't pull him out when he traded with the snake guy, and they ended up giving him a minor as the X guy, or as the A guy from Top Gun, took off down the field and bunkered the other excessive guy out of the temple. There was only Shane Howe and one other excessive player left. So on that trade over there, Shane Howe gets a minor penalty, gets the last player pulled, and it's a no point.
Yeah, so looks like unfortunate turn of events for Sacramento Excessive. So looking at this game matchup, these two teams have kind of struggled a little bit this year and not able to make it up to the Champions Division. So pretty closely matched here. This is a pretty tough one to call. Sacramento Excessive, you can see they're on the attacking bar, really kind of struggling to find consistent ones that are committed players. They've had a lot of talent come in and out of that program for the past couple years, but just kind of cycling through guys, and they went and picked up Clint Johnson from Texas Storm. And they got Shane Howell, the veteran who's played on tons of teams. So it looks like starting down a body, Sacramento Excessive. They also lose Jesse Lapid, so just 3 players left alive here for Sacramento Excessive. Top Gun Union, 5 players alive for them. Good cross-field spread as they take the snake. You're looking at Excessive on your screen, trying to control that snake.
Excessive looking pretty good that last point, really quick getting down the snake. Unfortunately, losing a player in the break, but that penalty at the end of the game definitely puts him in a bad position, and losing one in the break. So 3-on-5 situation, Todd, against Trenton Top Gun.
Yeah, there you see Lance Hardwick, number 24, in the big Dorito over here on the snake side, but he's looking across the field at the 2 bodies on the Dorito side for Excessive. Looks like Excessive's going to get Shane Howe back here in a minute as Hardwick goes up the middle to the A. Shane Howe getting ready to come out of the box. See if anybody on Top Gun picks him up. They do not. He is able to get out alive. So 4 bodies strong now for Excessive, and Excessive charging up into the snake as Johnson makes a move, but he gets caught by the snake guy of Top Gun. So Excessive drops another body, but Shane Howe comes across.
Yeah, I don't know, Todd, if that was the right time to go. Clint tried to go all the way to Snake 2, dove out in the open, and
Andrew Johnson just ate him up.
Yeah, Top Gun really had that lane down and just shut Johnson out. So Johnson takes the walk. Now again, 3 bodies left alive for Sacramento Excessive. The push coming from Top Gun down the D side, also in that center with Hardwick. 5 players left alive for them still. Looking real sharp here for Top Gun here in this point. Trying to put the first one on the board. Again, that no point definitely hurt Excessive. It's those small mistakes, though. That's what's been kind of killing Excessive.
Yeah, Lance Hardwick tries to come through the middle, but he gets chopped up. But looks like Jamie Ezell gets shot at the same time off of Excessive. So just 1 body left, and Shane Howe over here in the snake. And Excessive is going to blow the horn as Top Gun just had the bodies in the field position.
So this, like we said, or like I was just talking about, Excessive has put up some good performances, but kind of hurt themselves by getting untimely penalties, and they've been making too many of those small mistakes to contend with the top teams when they get a chance to play in those big games. Actually, at World Cup last year, Todd, remember Excessive was a point away from getting finally into the Champions League, ended up losing to Texas Storm at that event on a penalty. And so here we have another situation where they start out, looks like they're going to go up 1-0. So this game should be 1-1 right now, but because of that penalty, ended up being a no point. So now it's going to be 1-0. But let's check out this replay.
This is a replay of last night.
as you can see, the guy's eyes was closed, so we couldn't actually see it.
So hopefully we'll get to that replay. But yeah, so right now, I mean, these 2 teams just kind of feeling each other out, feeling out this field, seeing what's working. What I'm noticing is now 2 points in a row. Top Gun definitely trying to attack that center.
Yeah, Top Gun, they did that in practice too. And they had success getting up there. I haven't really seen a whole lot of teams, really just wreck other teams from there, but it's been a good spot, especially if you get a kill on the break. But I heard Justin Rabikoff was doing that pretty well in practice. It'll be interesting to watch
for Edmonton Impact.
Those first Impact games today, see if they send him up the middle at all.
Yeah, Impact playing this afternoon's bracket, along with Damage, Vicious, 187, and Revo. The rookies here in the Champions Division, really can't wait to see how they do. This morning bracket's going to be Art Chaos, Moscow Red Legion, Ironman, Houston Heat, San Antonio X Factor. Get to those games here after these challengers matchups, and on the breakout, trying to make it up to the snake. Sacramento XSV loses a body, so they're down 1. Referee running over to check out Topgun as well, and now XSV pushing up in the center. And there you see that ref checking out the player. And here comes the execution up the center for Topgun. Takes out Sacramento XSV.
Number 88,
Great move right
Straza
there.
coming through the middle.
Taking out Junior Brown for Sacramento XSV. So now 2 bodies to drop for Sacramento XSV. They have Heath Hoper, Jaime Lopez, and Clint Johnson left alive. Topgun Union just down Straza. So 4 bodies left alive for them. Better field position.
Here comes Chris Scheer into the big Dorito on the Dorito side for Topgun, trying to match up against the 2 XSV players.
So Clint Johnson past the 50-yard line. So look at this snake battle matching up here. Sacramento XSV, Topgun. And it's Clint Johnson in a gun battle right now. Is that Chris Scheer?
Yeah, Chris Scheer on the move. Goes and bunkers out Jaime Lopez. So just 2 bodies left alive now for XSV.
I think that's Andrew Johnson in the snake actually for Topgun, number 66.
Yeah,
It is Andrew Johnson. 2-on-2 situation, guys. Looking really good for both teams. Like you said, Matty, this game's going to go quick, fast, read and react, like you said, Todd.
And this battle that you're watching on your screen right now, the snap shooting battle, you're going to see this all tournament long. This is what is going to, you have to win these battles over here if you want to win points and win games. And this is going to be a tough situation for these 2 guys, just a bunker away from each other.
Yeah, 2-on-2 situation, Clint Johnson and Andrew Johnson. And there goes Andrew Johnson, stands up and bunkers Clint Johnson, but they're going to trade out, going to make it a one-on-one between Heyman Chapman, and on the move,
Oh,
trying to
Heyman
make
Chapman
it happen.
burns him down.
Heath Hoper thought he was going to make that move while Heyman Chapman was sleeping, but Heyman wrapped around the outside and chopped him up.
That's a tough play, man. If it's a one-on-one situation and you really feel you got the drop on a guy, there's no coaching on the pit side, obviously, and there's no coaching over here on the snake side either, but you can yell from the stand. So it's a little bit better percentage play if you're going to try to run somebody down on that pit side of the field. However, that's a kind of a tough call, though. I mean, when you're in a one-on-one situation, unless you really feel you got the drop on the guy, I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah,
You think you should try to run him down?
He was
try
in
to
the
win that
50
gunfight?
Dorito. He was in the 50 Dorito, and there's nothing between him and the corner but a small Dorito.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, he
I
basically
wouldn't.
ran in the open for about 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet, you know? I mean,
Yeah, that's a low percentage play.
Heath is fast, but he ain't that fast.
Yeah, well, Carl Markowski might have done it, but
Yeah. Well, let's check
Yeah.
out this replay here. Again, apparently another replay from last night.
This is right before the stars came out. And here's the field.
so anyway, like we were saying, against Heyman Chapman, I definitely would not have made that move. If I had make the move, I would have come inside, wins that big Dorito, and try to battle him from there, but not run right down the wire. I mean, Heyman Chapman's a seasoned professional. He's been playing this game for a long time.
Yeah, Heyman's played on a lot of big teams and has found a home with Topgun for a decent amount of seasons now. And yeah, it's tough. And when you're playing somebody like that, he knows it's coming down to a one-on-one situation or low body situation, he's going to be head checking. He's not just going to be sitting in his bunker watching the lane. So that's when those rundowns will typically work, is when you're in kind of a more of a stagnant position. But when you're in a one-on-one situation, things have just gone down on the snake side. You know that guy's going to be head checking. You know he's going to be trying to engage you. So if that's a 50-foot rundown, that's a little bit too much of a big bite.
Yeah.
So right now here, the score is 2-0 in favor of Trenton Topgun.
And on the breakout, Topgun sends 3 bodies over here to the snake side. They're going to lose 1 out of the big Dorito right away. Walking off the field, number 27, Michael Smith. XSV pushing hard up that Dorito side again. I think that might be Jaime Lopez again getting up there in the 50 Dorito and instantly starts chopping bodies up.
Well, hey, this is what XSV needed this right now. They needed to go and put a point on the board, try to win it convincingly, and not let this game slip away, because you do not want that 3-point spread to get up on the board. You do not want to go down 3 here in this race to 7 points in our first challengers matchup.
And right now, going down 4 bodies to XSV's 5, just going to get eaten up, playing really, really well.
Shane
But
House.
XSV, Shane just running down the field, not really knowing what's going on.
Well, he was looking. He was head checking towards that D side, looking if somebody was picking up a lane. Then he was fully committed. I think he got him. Did he get him? Yeah, I think he
they
did.
finally got him. Yeah, they got Shane running up the field. But XSV, oh, here comes a major penalty on XSV on the middle guy.
Oh, so this is now 2 times. They have another body left alive. because this would be 2 points where they looked like they were going to score one and weren't able to do it because of a penalty. This time, a major penalty. 2 minutes, that's going to stay on the board the entire time. You know, minors come off if you lose the point. Majors will stay on regardless of whether or not you win or lose. So Jesse Lapid.
When major penalties are signified by a red flag, it's 2 minutes of hell.
Yeah. And it looks like it was Clint Johnson from Sacramento XSV that got that penalty. And, you know, Clint's been doing work out there. 4 confirmed kills for Clint Johnson. So as we kind of see here, did XSV get that point on board? I think they did, as we see Jesse Lapid kind of limping off a little bit. Hope he's okay. So we're going to be right back with more of this Top Gun Sacramento XSV matchup here. First game of the Challengers Division at the 2014 PSP World Cup. Stick with us. Welcome back here at the Fantasy of Flight, or the PSP World Cup, best, biggest, hardest tournament of the year. The moon's still out here, early morning.
I woke up this morning,
out
Matt.
in Orlando.
I woke up this morning, I looked up and I was like, is that the moon? I was like, what time is it?
It's still with us.
Because most of us we come from California, you know, and we're up till 3 in the morning, you know, doing what we do. And then here at 6 in the morning, which means that we pretty much never slept last night.
I got sleep.
I know, I heard you.
So we got about 13 minutes and 28 seconds to go in this Sacramento XSV Trenton Top Gun matchup here. And taking the field for Sacramento XSV, Jamie Ezel, Shane Howell, Jaime Lopez, Jesse Lapid, and it looks like Body still on that major penalty. So Sacramento XSV playing down by 1 right now. Andrew Johnson doing most of the work for Top Gun. 5 confirmed kills for him. And into the snake, Top Gun. XSV trying to get out wide to the stand-up temple on the snake side. Able to do it. Jesse Lapid now trying to control that lane. Keep Top Gun honest. You can see Top Gun there. Dead center of your screen. Into snake 1.
Yeah, Jared Lackey shooting across the field. We got Jaime Lopez again, who's had absolutely no problem getting up the field for XSV on that Dorito side. He's over there in the Dorito 2, trying to get some shots dealing with Lance Hardwick in that back center Dorito, back center-ish snake side Dorito. Jaime Lopez now battling around the outside. Going to try and make a move into that 50 again. He's been able to get in there and get kills. He's dealing with the snake corner as well. It's like Johnson over there, and there goes Lopez into the 50 Dorito.
Yeah, so good position, D side for Sacramento XSV trying to counter number 21, Jared Lackey for Top Gun, who's in the snake. Now Lackey makes his move to snake 2.
Lackey's got that whole snake to himself.
Yeah, once he gets to that 50, he's going to be blocked out from that Dorito.
Yeah, he needs to know that as soon as he crosses into that 50 snake, if he can get one more knuckle, there's nobody in there with him. Jesse Lapid's looking on the inside from the snake corner.
Oh, Lackey loses a gunfight, though, over here, snake side, so that's not going to help Top Gun Union try to work it out on the power play here. And XSV gets their body out of the box.
Yeah, Lackey needed to come across the 50 and just shoot Jesse or Jaime Lopez over there in the back. Instead, try to gun battle him where Lopez could fight from protection. And now he gave up the snake, and coming out of the box and into the snake is going to be Clint Johnson. So he's going to be in snake 1, shoot across the field. XSV with better field position now in the 50 Dorito. Johnson now crawling into snake 2. Got Lapid behind him. And of course, Jamie Ezel over there on the Dorito side as well.
How hard is it to slow the game down in this field, Todd? Is it a little difficult, especially if you're in the snake? I mean, because there's moves to be made that you can shoot across the field. Is it hard to slow the game down?
Well, I mean, again, it's just all about communication on this field, knowing where the bodies are and where they're looking. You know, right now, Andrew Johnson is in the corner looking across the field at Lopez over there in the 50 Dorito. Clint Johnson can crawl all the way down to the end of the snake if he wanted to and shoot Heyman Chapman in the back over there. But he's sitting at the 50 trying to play with him. You know, the same mistake that Lackey just made against Jaime Lopez. Now here comes Jesse Lapid out of that snake corner. He's going to try and come through the middle. All he really needed to do was talk to Clint Johnson and get him down the field.
Well, real good field position right now for Excessive. Now past the 50-yard line here, snake side. Jesse Lapid in the center. They also have the 50 on that D side of the field and a back player left alive. So we're going to see, you know, one of the questions was, can you win a low body situation when the other team has all the 50-yard lines on this layout here? And Top Gun going to put that question to the test here, trying to hold off the attack from Sacramento Excessive, who's, you know, at the 50s, but playing smart right now. They're not throwing their bodies away. I haven't seen any dumb moves from them. So trying to talk it up, figure out where those last 3 bodies are left alive. So 3 on 4. Chapman, Hardwick, and Johnson. Andrew Johnson left alive for Top Gun. Sacramento Excessive has Clint Johnson, Jamie Ezel, Jaime Lopez, and Jesse Lapid. Lapid on your screen. There's number 24, Lance Hardwick. At center Dorito, looking D side.
Oh, Jesse Lapid taking one in the face from Heyman Chapman.
So Lapid is limping off, man. I think.
Andrew Johnson.
Yeah, and Lapid is incredibly frustrated with himself right now, and rightfully so. That is a bad death because that evens up the body count. Excessive still with a better field position. But the tough thing for Johnson, though, for Johnson on Excessive side, past the 50-yard line in the snake, is that it's going to be tough for him. He doesn't have a back player. He's all by himself over here.
And there goes Hardwick dying for Top Gun out of that center Dorito. He's going to come walking off. Clint Johnson still sitting here just past the 50 snake trying to shoot Heyman Chapman. He's got no protection down the wire now since Jesse Lapid threw his body away. So he's going to have to protect himself. Definitely a better shot on Chapman if he were to move up the field, but doesn't want to expose himself to Andrew Johnson there. Still in the corner. Top Gun with just the 2 bodies. Heyman Chapman in the Dorito corner and Andrew Johnson in the snake side corner.
Still time left, though. 8 minutes and 28 seconds remain here in this match. Race to 7 points. The score is 2-1 in favor of Top Gun. And it looked like Excessive had... so Excessive up 4 on 3, losing 2 bodies in gunfights. They lose Lapid, and then here comes the hammer getting dropped.
Oh, here
Clint
comes another
Johnson.
major penalty on Clint Johnson. Another major penalty on Excessive, Matty.
And this is small things, man. We talked about this with Excessive. That's been the major gap, or the major problem, the gap between them and the better teams, is they've had talented players, they've had good attackers, good leadership. However, they keep making mistakes like this. There's no reason to get a major penalty right there for spinning. So Johnson not happy with that call. Another major going to be on Sacramento Excessive, so they're going to lose this point. Score will be 3-1. Which is, you know, I mean, still definitely doable. With 8 minutes and 6 seconds left on this fast layout, we saw definitely a long point there. But that was a good point to see. I wanted to see how it was going to work when you have a team with all the 50-yard line bunkers across the board and a back player looking at 3 bodies, but not able to close the point out.
There are standard textbook paintball plays.
Yes, and the closeout is one of them.
Yes. If you have 2 guys on one side, I'll explain this when we get back from a commercial. Stick around, don't go anywhere.
It's a long conversation.
It's the weekend before the final event of the year, and we have 60 cases of paint. Last year at this time, we only had 20, and we didn't even make the cut for finals. But this year, with the money we raised through paintballproshop.us, that's not a problem. Now we have money for practice and events. It's free. paintballproshop.us.
They say paintball is 90% mental. The mental aspect of our sport goes far beyond game plans and visualization. Now more than ever, Empire provides an unmatched support system for you both on and off the field. Having this level of support allows you to focus on the things that you need to go out there and get the job done. The Empire All-In Sponsorship Program. Thousands of players, hundreds of teams, one family, one support system.
So thank you for joining us here. Morning competition at the World Cup. And these 2 teams, Sacramento Excessive and Top Gun Union, separated by 2 points. The score is 3-1, 7 minutes and 56 seconds to go. And the first to strike here is going to be Top Gun. Sacramento XSV losing a body, back corner bunker, snake side. That is going to let Top Gun get Cyril Attica all the way to the 50-yard line. Now XSV playing on their heels in those back bunkers from the center. Dorito on the snake side, over to the D side. No one in the snake for Sacramento XSV. There's their farthest guy over, Jesse Lappin. Jesse Lappin looking froggy, trying to get out to the back corner bunker. That's a big bite. I think he might have made it out alive though. And XSV throws a body away though on the D side, running into Attica's gun.
Yeah, Akita just making him working him out, running down the field. But getting up to the 50 really quick, Todd, you talked about that earlier. Akita seems to get up there real quick, and he knows the shots.
Yeah, and he sees the player from XSV dip into that Dorito corner over there. He's got a straight shot in on him, but Top Gun really with the bodies right now. They just have to play smart and close this game out as they put the pinch on the corner and now start coming down that Dorito side. Jesse Lappin over here in the snake side corner is going to feel it pretty soon as he gets the pressure from all sides. And this right here, this is how you execute the end game on the snake side, just like what we did not see from XSV the last point. Akita over here in the 50 snake. He's got Johnson behind him. One player for XSV on this side of the field in the corner. Johnson comes out the wire, pounds him down the outside. Teammates from the Dorito side pound him from the inside. Akita jumps down the highway, runs all the way down, and bunkers him unscathed.
Yeah, beautiful play there by Akita to go up another point here. 4-1 is the score. Sacramento XSV needs to get something going, and those mistakes have definitely hurt them. Penalties and poor execution has put Sacramento XSV down by 3 here against Trenton Top Gun. 6 minutes and 26 seconds to go. So can Top Gun close out this race to 7? We'll find out. Stick with us. Game brought to you by Empire Paintball, and let's check in with the 4th member of our broadcast team down to the pits, Lauren Kelly.
All right, I am here with Shane House. Shane, you guys are down 3 points right now, 4-1. In those first few points, you ran some X plays that were unsuccessful. Why are X plays so difficult on this field layout?
I mean, the sun's obviously hard right now. We ran the X play into the sun. We got in there fine, I think, had a kill, and then they ran through. You know, there's a lot of bunkers out here that hide them, so, you know, it's kind of like one of those trade-out things. You have to have somebody watching your back.
All right, well, XSV is down 3 points right now. There's plenty of time on the clock, though, so we'll see if they can get a point here. Back to you guys.
So disaster strikes again for Sacramento XSV. Another penalty, which sends Clint Johnson to the box, and the rest of XSV players peel off. Not looking good for them right now, as yeah, another penalty and then a bunch of deaths just consecutive puts them down yet another point to Top Gun. Top Gun trying to close this game out here. Tons of time left, just under 6 minutes to go. 5 minutes, 59 seconds. And it looks like that was a minor penalty, so that's gonna come off the board for XSV. They will start with 5 strong here for this next one. Top Gun didn't even lose a body. Andrew Johnson clocking in 11 confirmed kills for him. Starting to set that mark real high here for the rest of the Champs and Challengers division. We'll see if anyone else can eclipse that mark, and also still more of this game to play here. So stick with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
welcome back, and thank you for accessing awesome paintball gear from RazaLife.com.
Yeah, you know, Raza believes in creating something for absolutely everyone. You can customize any Raza jersey or have your own custom jersey designed just for you.
Wow, Raza sure makes it easy to represent who you are and where you're from with custom jerseys, pants, and much more.
You really can get in on the action and feast on all Raza has to offer by calling right away.
So the story of the year right now is how Raza can really bring out the style your team is looking for. Thanks for checking out RazaLife.com. Come right back after watching this tournament.
So welcome back here. Still a little bit of time left to go. 5 minutes, 59 seconds. Can Excessive get back in this match? This game was initially close, but penalties and some good play on the behalf of Trenton Topgun Union squad has really started to increase that gap. 5-1 is the score right now. Not looking good for Excessive.
No, Excessive, I mean, they could have started this game off 2-0. Instead, get a penalty on a point that they won, leave it at 0-0, come out, throw another game away, let Top Gun go up 2-0. I mean, the Sacramento XSV, this could be easily a 3-3 game right now. You know, maybe a 4-2 game in favor of Excessive, but
little mistakes, man.
Penalties, throwing away games that they had won, not closing. You know, this is not the way that you need to play first game coming out of World Cup.
Yeah, so we are in the Challengers Division right now. We have one more Challengers game coming at you before we head into the Champions Division games. It's going to be Infamous and CEP, and the interesting story with Infamous in that game coming at you next is Infamous is now, this is their third tournament down in the Challengers Division, and they just have not been able to claw their way back into the Champions Division. Infamous won the first event in the Champions Division of this 2014 season, and that's how hard it is right now in the Champs and Challengers Division. Dynasty is also down in the Challengers Division as well as Chicago Aftershock. So big name teams down in the Challengers Division trying to fight to get back, have the right to play in the Champs Division for 2015. And a lot of big games coming at you today. We'll see those. Some of the favorites are playing here in the morning bracket. Arc Chaos, Ironman Heat, X Factor, and Legion.
And Excessive losing one on the break right away, but also Shane Howe taking the walk. Lance Hardwick also taking the walk. So 4-on-4 right now for this game. But man, 5-1 situation, Todd. Not looking good for Excessive on your screen right now.
Now, there you see Excessive over here in the snake side corner, all by himself, trying to hold that wire as Andrew Johnson, once again from Top Gun, getting into the snake. He's got Lackey next to him in that offset temple. Junior Brown coming up the middle, looking towards the Dorito side. I think he knows that Lackey's there. Oh, might have just got a shot in on Johnson. He does. Big shot right there for Sacramento Excessive, getting that snake player out. And then Lackey getting shot from across the field as Jaime Lopez once again gets into that 50 Dorito. If there's been any shining light for Sacramento Excessive, it's been Jaime Lopez getting into that 50 Dorito and shooting a lot of people, but
yeah, he has
gets shot.
7 confirmed kills for him.
Yeah, he gets shot trying to do it all by himself, coming across into that mini Dorito, but just 2 bodies left alive now for Top Gun. But Junior Brown up in that A, 3 bodies for Excessive. Junior is still shooting at the snake corner, even though there's nobody there.
I was just going to say that, Todd. You talked about communication across the field. You got to communicate with your players. He's wasting his time looking over at the snake. There's nobody even over here.
Yeah, he should be wrapping around the outside.
But yeah, Junior then looks D-side and blows apart. Last player left alive for Top Gun. Trying to get out wide on the D-side, not able to do it. Junior torn to pieces. And it looks like Excessive's going to get on the board here with another point. Score is going to be 5-2 as long as this hang is clean. And with the way things have been going with penalties this morning for Sacramento Excessive, until I see that thumbs up sign, which we just saw from the ref. So the point is good. It's going to be 5-2 with 4 minutes and 14 seconds to go. So with the 3-point spread now, 4 minutes and 14 seconds, this is a fast field, but we haven't really seen too many fast points from these teams so far. Not necessarily slow points. We've seen, I think, 1 slow point, I could say. But definitely possible for Excessive, but they need to shoot bodies off the break, get no penalties, and really push aggressive down both sides of the field. So we'll see if they can actually do it. Well, what about middle plays, Todd? I mean, what are you thinking for fast, aggressive plays on this layout?
I don't know. I see people getting up there, but not necessarily just like that ultimate success, right when you go. You don't see a guy running up there, shooting a guy, shooting another guy, then running through the middle. I mean, it is only the first game, but as far as these two teams are concerned, I see them both attack the middle, get up there, but not really be, just super open up a game effective, from that middle spot just yet. And you talk about the fast points. The fast points come from intelligent players seeing something in front of them and reacting right away before the other team can recover. Both these teams aren't really reacting fast enough, and they're letting the opposition recover, so that's why we're seeing slower points out here.
Yeah, and also, I mean, we're just getting things going here at the World Cup, and, you got to shake those nerves out, make sure all the game plans you've been working on for the past couple weeks in practice are working here in competition with tournament paint, pro refs, and the layout done. Every time you get that layout, you go to practice, and there's some of those minute differences really kind of become prevalent when you get to the actual tournament. Like, oh, that lane's not as open as I thought it was, and you start to figure that out first couple games. And also we see some of the bigger teams out here scouting these games and seeing how this field's playing here. So on the breakout, split screen, breakout, excessive on your left, Topgun Union on your right, 2 bodies. Drop early for Trenton Topgun. So Justice Suarez is coming off, and it looks like also Michael Smith taking the walk for Topgun. So here comes, this is exactly what Sacramento XSV needs. Try to score quick points, shoot some bodies off the break, capitalize on that. Already in the 50-yard lines. Oh, but
another minor penalty.
Minor penalty on XSV's D side. So
Jaime Lopez.
Yeah, Jaime Lopez. So him and his 7 confirmed kills coming off early, and you could see him eyes to the sky, frustrated with that penalty. That's really going to hurt. It could potentially hurt XSV, but they start shooting bodies.
Yeah, lucky for them. Shane Howe gets into that 50 snake and shoots Heyman Chapman out of that Dorito corner, and now stands up over the top and gets a shot in on Cyril Akita in that snake 1. So
Jaime, look at number 88. He's Jesse Lapid.
Yeah, Jesse
having
Lapid.
some troubles, man.
Jesse Lapid was limping around. We had noticed earlier on in this game, and then he just went to run that flag as the point got conceded by Topgun and crumpled to the ground, and was then a little angry, got up right away, and then now you see him walking off, but he's definitely limping, and Lapid has been doing pretty well for them. 4 confirmed kills for him. And he's one of those solid 2s. That's been another thing with XSV is that, you need that second attacker is arguably the most important guy on the field. I mean, you could make arguments for the 1s depending on the layout, but that 2 is always so important, and that's been one of those spots that XSV just has had a hard time filling. And Lapid, he stepped up last year at World Cup, played the 2 very well, and doing it pretty well for him here today, but he might be injured. We'll see. I mean, it looks like he's been gutting through it. Let's check out this replay. You can see there, that's XSV off the break. Junior Brown, we're going to track him as he goes all the way to the 50-yard line, shooting on that D side. And we saw those bodies drop early off of Topgun's line. So, that's it was 2 quick kills for Sacramento XSV, and then making just 1 mistake with that minor penalty, which will stay on the board. So it'll be 40 seconds left on that Jaime Lopez minor penalty. So that's going to put Topgun on a power play here with 3 minutes and 22 seconds to go. Down by 2. Can Sacramento XSV get back in it?
Well, you talked about that middle, Todd. Also, 3-pack right there for Junior Brown going up the middle. He got 1 in the break right away, and then 2 after that. Not real quick, but, I mean, quick enough. That middle must have some pretty good shots up there across the fields, as long as you know what you're doing up there. I mean, I think you have to, have your head in the swivel, so to speak. Lots of bunkers in this field. Getting up into the 50 doesn't seem to be a problem for anybody, man.
Yeah, we haven't seen anybody, Todd, Chris, we haven't seen anyone die off the break heading up to that 50-yard line. So I think that the teams that are watching right now are thinking, okay, well, we're going to have to try that play too. And then we'll see when we get in the Champs Division if that play is still there. But it's definitely there right now. So XSV on the attack, Snake side. They got Shane Howe and Snake 2. No one in the Snake right now for Topgun, even though Topgun is on the power play. So taking a risk, sending Shane. He makes it all the way to the 50-yard line. And look at this line right now for Topgun. Topgun stuck in those back bunkers. No penetration for them. Still 5 bodies alive. They have Hardwick, Andrew Johnson, Lackey, Shear, and Chapman on the field to try to maintain this lead and see if they can take this win here in their first game against Sacramento XSV.
It looks like they're just kind of sitting crossed up. There's only 2 minutes and 42 seconds left in this game. XSV started with 4 players because they did win that last point on a minor penalty. You do maintain that penalty for 24 seconds. He is now out of the box, so 5 alive for both teams, guys.
And it looks like XSV is going to lose a body out of that snake side corner. Junior Brown going to come across to fill that spot. He makes it in alive. And Excessive does have Shane Howe in that 50 snake. Lackey just dives into the snake 1 from Top Gun. Let's see if he knows that Shane Howe is in there. Oh, it looks like Shane Howe might have got clipped from across the field. He does. He walks off, so nobody over here in the snake now for Excessive. Lackey is in the snake 1 still, and he has got help behind him.
Well, things started real well for Excessive. They got the guy out of the box. They had position, but then, you know, Jared and Chris Shear step up, shoot Shane Howe and Clint Johnson. And right now, not looking good for Sacramento Excessive. And with just 1 minute and 41 seconds left, 3 bodies left alive for them. Top Gun's not going anywhere. They don't need to do anything. They got this game locked up. They just need to watch those lanes and make sure nothing crazy happens. And Sacramento Excessive looks like, I think they conceded the point. So they're going to concede the point. That is going to give Trenton Top Gun 6, or 1 point away from that rate, you know, here in this race to 7 from victory. And now with, at least we're going to get entertained with some really aggressive breakouts.
I was just going to say that,
because
Matty.
down by 3, you have no other choice but to push forward and roll the dice. No other way to go.
Yeah, minute 30, down by 3.
And you need a bunch. You need 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So tall order for Excessive right now to try to tie this game up. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I mean, this is well, it remains to be seen how quick you can play a point out here. Yeah, it's going to be virtually impossible for them to score 3 points in a row in 1 minute and 31 seconds, doubling their current score with just 1 minute 31.
Yeah, there's Heath Hoper on your screen right there. See the pit for Sacramento Excessive. Who are they going to send out? Jesse Lappin didn't play that last point.
He's coming out right now.
He's coming out now, yep.
Not limping very much, so we'll try to get some info and see what is wrong with Sacramento Excessive's Jesse Lapid, but taking the field to play this next point. I played with Jesse for a decent amount of years, for about 3 seasons. He's a tough guy, man. So, and loves the game. You know, took a break, came back, and has really stepped up as, you know, a 2 for Excessive, but definitely battling through some sort of injury. So Excessive spilling on the field. 5 players going to be starting for them. Both teams at full strength. Jaime Lopez, Clint Johnson, Junior Brown, Jesse Lapid, and Jamie Ezel. So try to put a quick one up on the board here, try to close this gap, but look for an incredibly aggressive breakout, maybe 2 up the center. They're really going to have to take a lot of risks here to try to make something happen. On the breakout, Sacramento Excessive running out wide, D side. Oh, bodies getting chopped up for Excessive. 3 bodies leave for them, and that's pretty much going to do it. They got Jesse Lappin past the 50-yard line, but he got blown to bits. And looks like 2 bodies coming off for Trenton Top Gun.
Looks like they got a couple of them. And there goes Johnson trying to make a move.
Oh, major penalty on number 11. Clint Johnson taking a couple shots, getting a major, trying to make a move down here, Maddie and Todd.
Well, hey, what are you going to do?
Hey.
Penalties don't carry over to the next game unless it's a gross major, which are very, very rare. We do not see those very often, maybe 1 a year, if that. So they don't carry over, and you know, he was the last player left alive. That's pretty much going to do it now, or that is going to do it, as that is going to give Top Gun the 7 points that they needed to take this win over Excessive. So on Excessive side, there are a few bright shining lights. Jesse Lapid, 5 confirmed kills for him, 6 for Johnson, and Jaime Lopez was 7. But I think Johnson had 3 penalties in this game, Todd.
I don't know. That's at least 2. I'm not sure if he got that third one.
Well,
but.
I mean, Sacramento Excessive definitely riding that line. Bunch of penalties on them did not help their cause. And Todd, as we were talking about earlier, this game was looking good right away for Excessive, but they threw away 2 points. And that really, after that, Top Gun just picked up speed, picked up that momentum, and they were able to finally close this game out. So Top Gun, man, Andrew Johnson setting the bar right now for confirmed kills, 11 confirmed kills for Andrew Johnson. Next up, we're going to have Los Angeles Infamous and Chattanooga CEP. And, you know, the story with that, CEP been down in the Challengers division. Team's been around for a little bit now. Definitely, you know, moving in the right direction. They solved that penalty problem that they had for a while, but just not able to get enough reps, or, you know, enough good reps against the good teams. to improve their level of skill to get in the Champions Division. But they do give people a run for their money, and Infamous has been playing really well in the prelims, but really struggling in those semifinal matchups. And still, it's their third tournament, if you're just tuning in the Challengers Division. So before we head to a short break, before we get to that Infamous CEP game, let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I am here with Andrew Johnson of Topgun. They just won 7-3. Congratulations on that first win of the weekend here, Fantasy of Flight. Now, over at Excessive, they were all complaining about the sun, how difficult it is to win those points. How bad is the sun on the field right now?
It's extremely hard, especially if you're not wearing a smoke lens. And you just kind of got to guess at where they are sometimes and spray and watch, try to watch for their paint.
Break down this field layout for me a little bit. Are there any real clutch areas or bunkers on the field that if you can get into off the break, you could take advantage of that point?
I mean, of course, the snake is always a danger, but it's pretty much everywhere on this field. I mean, as you've probably seen, they started to come down the inside, and that really hurt us. I mean, you can go down D side anywhere.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that is it for right now. We'll be coming back with another match, so stay tuned.